Alright, homework book. Let's start checking homework book. So page 71, chapter 5, fractions word problems. Okay, problem 1. Maria and Farida had 250 beads altogether. After Maria used 18 beads to make a bracelet and Farida gave away 2/5 of her beads, they had the same number of beads left. How many beads did Maria have at first? Okay, let's think about Farida gave away so let's think about this thing, right? Farida gave away 2/5 of her beads. Okay, 2/5, right? So we have two girls, Farida and Maria. Again, your model drawing goes first, right? So if we talk about 2/5, we draw 5 units, right? This is what we do. And we draw over here these 2/5 of the beads she gave away, right? Okay. And Maria gave away, Maria used 18 beads to make a bracelet, and then they had the same number of beads left. So this is the same number of beads, these 3 units. And then she had something which was 18 beads. This is how your model looks like. The total is 250 beads altogether. That's it. Everything becomes very, very clear, right? How many units? And then this 18 over here. So you can see that you have 8 units and you have 18. So in order to find 8 units, what do you need to do? Oh, sorry about that. Right? 250 minus 18 is equal to 232. Right? 8 units is 232. So how much is 1 unit? 1 unit is 232 divided by 8, which is 29, right? So how much is 3 units then? 3 units is 29 times 3, right? And plus, this is Maria, right? 3 units that Maria had, and plus 18. So we can, okay, not 3 units, but we will say Maria. Maria has 3 units and plus 18, right? And the answer is 105. This is your answer. Maria, so your answer is a number and is a sentence. Maria had 105 beads at first. Okay? Okay, next problem. Paul, Sean, and Tim had a box of marbles. Paul has 1/5 of the marbles, Sean has 3/5 of the remainder, and Tim has the rest of the marbles, right? Okay, you don't even need a model for this, but let's take a look, right? So we talk about total marbles, right? Total marbles is gonna be our 5 units, right? So this is Paul, right? This is the remainder. So we can draw our remainder again, right? So pay attention, like this thing and then this thing, they're the same size, right? Okay, and now we talk about remainder. Remainder was split between Sean and Tim, right? Has 3/8 of the remainder, and Tim has the rest of the marbles, right? So we can just like split it like this maybe and say that, okay, this is the fraction of 3/8, this is the fraction of 5/8, right? And this is Sean, and this is Tim, right? So we also know that Tim has 84 marbles more than Paul, right? But before that, let's think about it, right? If Paul has 1/5, 1/5 of the whole, the remainder is 4/5, right? Of the total. So Tim has 5/8 of the remainder of this 4 over 5, right? So we can find Tim as a total, right? Basically, we can find everyone as a total. We find this fraction of this remainder, right? So Tim had 5 over 8. This is his fraction of the remainder. This is remainder. Tim's part and remainder, right? And if you do the math, everything becomes clear that it becomes 1 over 2, right? So half, Tim has, let's write it down. Tim has half of the marbles, of all marbles, right? Now, what is the difference between Paul's and Tim's marbles? What is the difference between Tim's and Paul? Tim has 84 marbles more than Paul, right? This is Tim, this is Paul. Paul has 1 over 5. This is from the problem itself, right? So this is the difference. 1/2 minus 1 over 5. It will be the difference. It will be 3 over 10, right? So this 3/10 is 3 units. 3 units is 84 marbles. This is their difference, right? So if 3 units is 84, then 1 unit is how much? 84 divided by 3. And it is 28, right? 10, so 1 unit is 28. How much is total? How much is this 10? 10 units. 10 units is 28 times 10, which is 280, right? This is your answer. There are 280 marbles in the box. All right. All right, problem number 3. There are 1,800 pupils in a school, of which 2/5 are girls. 540 of the pupils do not play sports. Of these pupils who do not play sports, 5/9 are girls. How many boys play sports? Very straightforward, right? Let's think about the kids who don't play sports first, right? There are 540 of them. Oops, sorry. What's going on? Okay, sorry. 500, the palm rejection doesn't work well. 540, those are the pupils that don't play sports, right? This is the whole. We can take it as a, wow, this is ugly. We can take it as a 1, okay? Take it as a 1. 5/9 are girls, so those are 5/9. This part is girls that don't play sports, right? So we find a fraction of boys who don't play sports. 4/9, those are boys who don't play sports. Boys, no sport, yeah? Okay, so we can find how many of them. We have their fraction, we have the total amount, 540. Right? So 540 times 4 over 9 is 240. These are the boys that don't play sports. Boys that don't play sports. Okay? Alright. This was the first thing. The second thing, we need to find total number of boys in school. We know that there's 1,800 kids in the school total, right? We know, so if we write it as if we draw it as a model, right? Okay, there are 5 units because we operating with a fraction of 5, right? 1,800 total. We know that 2/5. I should do it like this. 2/5, right? Girls, this is 2/5, right? And those are boys. This is 3/5, right? So same thing again. Number of boys in school. Number of boys in school is 1,800 times 3 over 5, right? Which is 1,800. You got this? So number of boys, we have a number of boys total, we have number of boys who don't play sports, right? So how do we find number of boys who play sports? Very easy, right? Number of boys who play sports, right? Is how much? 1,800, 1,080 total number of boys minus 240 boys that don't play. And you get the answer, 840. Right, that's your answer. And answer is a sentence, 240 boys who play sports. Right? That's it. Alright, next problem. Karim and William shared a box of paper clips. Karim took 2/3 of the paper clips, William took the rest, 195. How many paper clips should Karim give to William so that William would have 2/5 of the paper clips? Okay, very simple, right? 1/3 of the paper clips. Okay, 1/3 of the paper clips. All paper clips, right? If we draw it, oh boy. So if we divide it into 3 parts, this is 1/3, this is 2/3, right? This went to Karim, and this went to William. Okay? I think it's very easy. So William took 195. I'm gonna erase this. I'm gonna continue. So this 1/3, right? 1/3 of the all paper clips is 195, right? So we can know the total. Why it reacts on palm so much? 3, right? 3/3 of the paper clips. Total amount of the paper clips. 195 times 3. Alright? The answer is 585. Now they're asking us how many paper clips should Karim give to William so that William would have 2/5 of the paper clips. Let's find 2/5 of the paper clips, right? 2/5 of the whole paper clips. This is total amount of paper clips, right? Total amount. 2/5 is 234. Okay? So William needs to get this amount. Needs to have this amount. Right? And right now he has this amount. So this is William now. This is William should have, right? So how do we find the difference? 234 minus 195. That's the difference. 39. That's your answer. 39 paper clips, right? And answer is a sentence. Karim should give 39 paper clips to William. Alright, problem number 5. Kana and Sharmila had 288 altogether. Kana gave 1/3 of his share to Sharmila and their father gave 68 to Sharmila. Okay. Then they had the same amount of money. How much did Sharmila have at first? Alright, you draw your model, right? Cannon. I guess it's a boy, or maybe a girl, whatever. Sharmila, right? You draw your units. So, Cannon gave 1/3 of his share to Sharmila. So, he had these 3 units. 1, 2, and then third unit. He gave away, disappeared, right? To Sharmila. So Sharmila, let's say she had some, we don't know how much, right? And then Sharmila's father gave her 68, so we got this $68. And then this unit, 1/3 of cannons, right? It went here, so we draw this. Maybe we need to draw it like similar way, right? This is what we got, okay? And then they had the same. So this is 2 units, and this is 2 units. You got this, right? So you need to draw it in a way that this 2 units and 2 units, they're similar. So a total amount of was $288 altogether plus $68 that father gave. That is it. That is your model, right? So now you can see from the picture, right? Your 4 units that you have, these 2 and these 2, right? 4 units is 288 plus 68. Right? I should draw dollars, but you can understand. Which is, I will draw it here, $356, right? If this is 4 units, how much is 1 unit? 1 unit, $356 divided by 4 is equal $89. $89, right? $89 minus the money that father gave, $68. This is the money that father gave, right? Is $21. 21, right? So we are looking at this unit, right? This unit is made of 2 parts. It's made from this small piece that she had and father's money. So this is father's money and this is the small piece that she had, right? This is your answer. Sharmila had $21 at first. Okay. Now this one is interesting. You need to really pay attention. So problem number 6. Terry and James shared the sum of money. James had 3/5 of the amount of money. Kevin had 160 more than Terry and 92 more than James. How much money did Kevin have? Very interesting, because this problem is wrong. Yeah, you heard me right. Completely wrong formulated problem, right? If you think about it, you have 3 guys. You have James, you have Terry, and you have Kevin, right? That's why probably you couldn't do it, right? So James had 3/5 of the amount of money. 3/5. 1, 2, 3, right? So there are only 2 units left, and these 2 units. So if I draw like this, 5 units, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For this 3 is James, right? And these 2 are supposed to be split between 2 guys, Terry and Kevin. But what did it tell us? Kevin had 92 more than James. How can Kevin have same 3 units and 92 more, right? This is physically impossible. So this problem is completely wrong. It's a mistake of the author. You can just forget about it and you can skip this problem entirely. Let's move on. Okay, next one. Devi and her brother had the same amount of money. After Devi spent 2/5 of her money and her brother spent 3/10 of his money, they had $101.40 left altogether. How much did both of them spend? Okay, so what you have is you have Devi and you have her brother. Okay, and you have different fraction, right? You're thinking about the fraction 2/5 and thinking about the fraction 3/10, right? If you want to make them comparable, you will need to bring them to common denominator. So as a model drawing, it's gonna look like that. As a brother, you're gonna draw these 10 units, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you have your 10 units, and these 3 units is spent, right? So this is left. This is left. 7 units, right? And for Devi, right? If you want to bring them to the same denominator, you draw the same bar, but you divide it like kind of in 5 parts, right? 2 over 5. 2 over 5. So this 2 over 5, 2 units is spent. So this is left, right? If you want to bring them to common denominator, you break every Davy's unit into 2. You split them now. So Davy has 10 units too, right? And it becomes clear that Davy spent 4 over 10, right? And she got left 6 over 10, right? So these are 6 over 10 units, 6 units. And this guy, her brother, right? He has this 7 units. 7 units left. 6 and 7. So how many units total? 6 plus 7, 13 units, right? 13 units, they tell us. Altogether, they had $101.40. So in order to find 1 unit, you divide it. Divide it by 13, right? And it becomes $7.80. All right. So if we know 1 unit, how much is 7 units? 7 units is 780 times 7, which is $54.60. Right? This is it, right? 7 units. 7 units is the money that both of them spent. Those are these 4 units, and these 3 units, spent units, spent. 4 units of Devi, 3 units of brother. Total 7 units of spent money. The answer is 54.60, and you write your answer. Both of them spent $54.60. Alright, problem number 8. Mina and Farhana had a total of $132. After Farhana spent 1/3 of her money and Mina spent $30.50, Mina had twice as much money as Farhana. How much more money did Mina have than Farhana at first? Okay, let's think about, so again, there are 2 girls. We draw our model, Farhana and then Mina, right? Farhana spent 1/3 of her money. So this is what you draw, right? You draw your 3 units and this amount of money are spent, right? This is what happened. And then they said, after Mina spent $30.50, Mina had twice as much money, right? So twice as much money. We're gonna have our $30. We're gonna have our $30.50, and we're gonna have twice as much money as Farhana left, right? This is what Farhana left. So twice as much is not 2 units, it is 4 units. 4 units, and this is $30.50. Okay, and altogether they tell us it was $132. This is how your model looks like, right? 2 units, 1 unit spent, and these are 4 units, which is twice as much, plus $30.50 that this is what Mina spent too, right? Okay, beautiful model. How many units we have? All right, I'm not gonna draw it like this, so we understand that this is a unit, right? This is the money spent. This is not a unit. This is $30 bucks. So we have our 7 units, right? Our 7 units clearly is the total amount of money, 132, minus this difference, $30.50, which is 101.50, right? So if 7 units is this, 1 unit is $101.50. Divide by 7, which is $14.50. Okay? So they ask, question, how much more money did Mina have than Farhana at first? Right? So they're basically asking us about this part, this extra unit that Mina had and this money that she spent more, right? So this unit, how much is 1 unit? We just found the 1 unit. 1 unit is $14.50. Plus the money that Mina spent, $30.50. Altogether, $45. This is your answer. Mina had $45 more than Farhana at first. That's it. Alright, let's make it the last problem in this video. Number 9. 880 lollipops were given to 40 children. 3/8 of the children were girls. Each boy received the same number of lollipops. Each girl received twice as many lollipops as each boy. How many more lollipops did all the girls receive than all the boys? Okay. So, we know the total amount of children. Total amount of children is 40. 40 kids, right? We have 40 kids, and we know that 3/8 were girls. Girls, right? So, how many girls? 40 times 3/8. So I should write it like this, right? Number of girls, right? Number of girls is equal 40 times 3/8, yeah, which is actually 15, right? Number of boys, 40 kids minus 15 girls, 25 boys, right? Okay, so we have our 15 girls and we have our 25 boys. We need to calculate how many units, with 1 unit is being some kind of amount of lollipops, right? So we have our 15 girls and they got 2 units, so it's twice as much. Plus, we have our 25 boys and they got 1 unit of lollipops, right? So if you calculate this, you're gonna have a total of 55 units. This is how many units of lollipops we have, right? Now, if we have 55 units, and this is 880 lollipops total, how much is 1 unit? Clearly, 880 divided by 55, and it becomes 16. This is our 1 unit of lollipops, 1 unit, right? So let's calculate. Number of lollipops received by 25 boys, right? I'm gonna write it down. Number of lollipops received by 25 boys was how much? 25 boys times 16, 1 unit of the lollipop, right? Which is 400. Now we need to calculate number of lollipops received by 15 girls, right? So we calculated 15, right, times 16, 1 unit, and they got twice as much, so times 2. If you calculate this, it's gonna be 480. 400 plus 480 is 880 total amount, right? So we need to know, the question is, how many more lollipops did all the girls receive, right? The difference, we need to know the difference. And this is what we do. 480 girls, 400 boys, 80. This is your answer, okay? All the girls received 80 more lollipops than all the boys. Alright, see you in the next video.